very nice to see you. We are continuing our month of health, which it's been declared the month of health at Tranquilli Financial Advisor for a couple of reasons. Had some good conversations with people that I personally work with for my health and well-being, and I wanted to share their knowledge with all of you. Also, our American Lifestyle magazine this month is focused on all aspects of health, physical, emotional, eating healthy, just all the requisite parts of being healthy. So today, I am very glad to introduce all of you to my personal trainer, Dan Beater, who owns Enlightened Exercise, which is located here in Clinton, New Jersey. Now, even if you're across the country listening to this, please hang out and give us the 20 or so minutes that we're going to take. I think it's time well spent to hear from Dan. As I've worked out with him for a number of years now, I find his personal training works beautifully for me, but he also has some more to add outside of just what work that he does. He has been a personal trainer for just over 17 years. He also resides in Clinton with his two children. Enlightened Exercise is part of what is known as Super Slow protocol. It's a high intensity training using a super slow technique. Clients train once a week for approximately 20 minutes. And during each session, the client works out their entire body in a clinically controlled environment under the supervision of a certified trainer, someone like Dan. Each muscle group of the body is worked to the point of muscular failure, as Dan says to me every single week. And we are seeking failure. We fail until we succeed is really what I would say that the methodology is. It requires a number of days between workouts to recover. So Dan, along with his other trainers, have trained hundreds of clients over the course of that 17 plus years. So Dan, thanks for taking a little bit of time, joining me for our health month here at Tranquilli Financial Advisor. Please just say hello to everyone, give a little more background about you. How did you end up as a personal trainer and specifically with Super Slow?
Well, I was an environmental consultant previous to this. My degree is in environmental science, and I was always into strength training. My chiropractor actually got me into Super Slow. I went to get adjusted, and he was telling about this workout. He was driving to Tinton Falls, which from where we live is probably an hour and 10, 15 minutes, something like that.
I'll just go to New York City. That's it.
He used to be a gym rat like I was, and he started driving there once a week and doing this workout, and I thought he was crazy. And he introduced it to me by telling me to do push-ups on the floor. I put a watch on the floor. He said, I want you to go down in 10 seconds and up in 10 seconds and breathe a lot. And I think I got 6 or 8 push-ups, which, normally at a regular protocol, you could do 50 push-ups or 100 push-ups. And I was gassed after that, and I was amazed. So I was intrigued. I started doing it, and within probably 4 or 5 months, I quit my consulting job and went into business with John Murray.
So you're a wild man on top of everything else, from environmental engineering all the way to personal training in 4 or 5
Yeah,
years.
and I had a decent job with benefits, and I just threw that all away and did this. But I've been doing it for 17 years, or 17 and a half years.
Worked out pretty well. Now, I will share with everyone this is just a little fly on the wall moment for Lou Tranquilli. There was a coffee shop, which again, world headquarters here in Clinton, New Jersey. This coffee shop is called Danny and Johnny's, named for the owner's 2 children. I loved this coffee shop. They had Nutty Doodle coffee. So I used to go in there. Well, I just happened to be a fly on the wall as Dan was talking to John, the chiropractor, as this whole transaction was occurring of Dan taking things over. So really a cool little moment that I get to share with Dan. And Dan, I was introduced to you by someone, a woman that is very important to me, my business manager, Flory, and she introduced me to Super Slow. So I want to get into the specifics of it, but before we get to Super Slow itself and explain a little bit about it, again, this is really a general conversation as part of our health month at Tranquilli Financial Advisor. So could you just share with everyone that's listening, what are 3 things they could do to get started on their own? So if they wanted to just use their own body weight, what would be 3 exercises you would recommend that they start with before?
Well, like the push-ups are always great. And you want to make sure you have good form with your push-ups. You know, it involves your abdominal muscles as well. You want to keep your back up a little bit, a straight back. But so I would say push-ups, squats with your own body weight. And if you need to, you could hold on to a counter just to balance yourself, but slow squats are great. If you could do some kind of modified pull-up, maybe with help from someone, if you have a pull-up bar, that's a great exercise. A lot of people maybe to start off wouldn't be able to do a pull-up with their own weight, but if you could get assisted by someone. And
if you didn't have that assistance with someone else, how about another one? Because I would also share with you, there are going to be folks listening to this that are I'll say on the younger end of the workout cycle or phase, and then those are not on the younger cycle or area of workout.
The thing is, once you do them, and if you do them slow, you're going to find out that it's a lot tougher than you would think. I would say maybe you could do a crunch, like some slow crunches. The whole thing is you want to keep it safe. Explosive movements aren't safe. That's one of the big things. But I think when you do super slow, it is only once a week, so you're missing out on the personal aspects or the social aspects of working out. But you have time to do, it allows you to have a lot of time to do other things you enjoy. And I think it serves as a good base for all the other things you like to do that you consider exercise.
Okay. And
I think it's a great base for running. It's a great base. It keeps you from being injured and all the other things that you do. So I think it's a great foundation for all of the other things that activities in your life.
Right. So cardiovascular, the healthy eating.
Cardiovascular health from building muscle. No doubt.
Okay. All right. And I want to get to that because you and I have debated it over the years, and even the 20-minute per week part of that is interesting. And another good friend of mine likes to work out at the gym or even at their home gym, and they like that part. They really do like that social part of it, just being around the other people working out. So we're not discouraging that by this conversation. I think what you're getting at is you're encouraging it. You get there in maybe even a healthier or more prepared manner. So those are 3 or even 4 great exercises that you just gave us. So I want to introduce the concept of super slow. I do want to let everybody know that I can't endorse, I'll say anything, but I can say this. I've been at super slow. I want to say it's 6 years now, Dan. I used to be that 3 hours at the gym. I jokingly say, I used to walk around and be, well, how much do you bench press? It was the whole, I was kind of going for make the arms as big as I possibly could. I've matured somewhat, and this is one way, and I've found that it really is remarkable, the 20 minutes a week. So give an explanation, if you would, of what super slow is, why it's only 20 minutes per week, please.
Well, intensity is the thing. It's you want to work your muscles until the whole idea of exercise is you're providing a stimulus, and the stimulus is the exercises. You want to go until you fail, so that you're telling your body it needs to adapt. So when you come into my gym, we work your entire body. We try to work your muscles until they fail. And that's when your body says, all right, it's time to adapt. It's time to build some muscle. It was a compromising workout. Every exercise told your brain, oh, this is a tough thing. Now it's time to put on some muscle. So next time this happens, we'll be prepared for it. And something called the muscular growth mechanism. So when you bring your muscles to failure, that's when your brain tells your body it's time to build muscle. There's a Dr. McGuff, and if people are interested, if you Google Dr. McGuff, he's a much smarter man than me. He's an MD, and he's got lots of information of exactly why. He's done tons of studies and research on it.
And that's the once a week. If you would explain that, why is it only once?
So once a week, you come in, you work your body until it fails. You need that time to recover. All the studies that were done, Ken Hutchins is the founder of Super Slow, really brilliant guy. And they did studies on how long recovery takes. And they found that anywhere between 4 and 10 days, your body takes to recover from a really tough workout. 7 days just happens to be right in the middle. Most people will recover by 7 days. I do have people who take 10 days, and I know there are people who take 4 days, but if you wait 7 days and work out, it's a perfect amount of time.
Okay.
And you'll find that, I've had some people who asked to come in every 4 days or every 5 days, and they just didn't benefit from it. They were just more exhausted or weren't quite as strong as if they had let themselves recover. And they dreaded it more because it's a tough workout.
Well, and I can say from personal experience, there have been a few times where we've worked more than one into a week because maybe I was going away the next week.
Right, exactly.
It is exhausting. It's rather remarkable. Again, I remain astonished by it, having spent all of that time. Jack LaLanne, Gold's Gym.
Oh yeah.
Give me another old one that I used to go to.
World's Gym. But I was the biggest skeptic ever when I was a gym rat, 5 or 6 days a week, 2 hours at a time. I mean, I knew everybody in the gym. It was very social. So it was very hard for me to stop doing that. And at first I would cheat and go to the gym in between workouts because I was like, this can't be. Then I gave up the gym and I just stuck to this. And a lot of my aches and pains went away. I always had my shoulders hurt or my knees hurt, and allowing your body to recover is a really important part of exercise, probably the most important part of exercise.
No, that's a good point. And I've heard that from other people that I respect in working out, that the recovery is so important. And that's why you'll find other, and again, people that are listening, they may want to go to the gym every day, but they may be working out different parts of their body. So I mean, again, back to super slow, works out the entire body while we're there. But they may be picking muscle groups and working at the gym on different areas of their body all week long, or day by day, I'll say.
Yeah,
so it's a different
thighs or back. Yeah.
Correct. Right. And so it's a different form of the same thing. So again, we want to encourage people to take on exercise as part of this health month that we've declared it again. So with that in mind, super slow is, say, a workout, a weightlifting workout. I can say again,
strength training.
Yeah, strength training. Thank you. That I'm surprised by how winded I am, and I think I have a pretty good cardio workout regimen after seeing you each week. What other workouts or other exercises would you encourage the folks that are listening to do that may not be weightlifting? Are you a biker? Are you a runner? Or a big walker?
Well,
share with me your thoughts on those.
Well, anything that you do after, I think, like I said before, it's a great foundation for all the other things you do. So if you're a biker or if you're a runner, this is going to benefit you tremendously. Building muscle, well, it increases your metabolism. It keeps you from getting hurt. So that's a great thing in itself. Just when you build muscle, your muscles around your joints, it keeps your joints safer. So it keeps all the other things that you do safer as well. I mean, safety is a huge aspect of, like, what is the point of working out if you're going to get hurt? I have plenty of clients who, before coming to me, they went to the gym for years, but they'd have to miss large periods of time because they were hurt, because nobody ever really told them the proper way to do things, or they assumed they needed to lift tremendous amounts of weight to get to where they are, which is not true. It's all about fatiguing your muscles. And, but I would say
biking, walking, running, you're good with us. Swimming, of course.
Yeah, I mean, running, I think running's very tough on your joints. I don't think that that's the best way to go about exercise, but if you enjoy it, at least this is going to make it safer than when you do it. I mean, running on the road is really tough on your knees and your hips. Most runners at some point, avid runners, are going to have issues with their knees or hips at some point in their life. There are the few that don't, but most people will.
Avid runners. So if you are someone like me, who I wouldn't say I'm an avid runner.
You were. I think when I first met you, you were.
Yeah, well, I was getting there because I had injured my leg skiing, and as I like to say, it's not the fall that hurts, it's the stop. So I never ran a day in my life until after I had surgery on my knee, which is kind of funny. But I will say this, Dan, I will wave at you as I run past your house. The days that I'm out there on the road.
There are people that are always going to do it. Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe run on a trail, though. It's better than running on pavement. It's just a big shock to your knees. That.
Fair enough. That is fair enough. And I have felt that. So, if you would explain the equipment to everyone that's listening, because again, I think that's really interesting. That you might think just in this conversation we've had to start with, that we're talking about going and the attaching of weights to a large bar or anything like that, but explain the equipment that I work on.
Well, Ken, all the equipment I have, with the exception of one machine, was either re-engineered by Ken Hutchins or designed by Ken. And it's all designed to work with the way your joints are meant to move, proper joint function. So, a lot of equipment in other gyms, you're moving weights in a way that your joints shouldn't be moving weights. And that's where some injuries occur. So the machines are much more comfortable for your joints. And the thing we really didn't talk about was, as the name implies, super slow. We're doing really slow repetitions. And this is where the safety really comes in. Explosive movements are dangerous. It's not really the amount of weight you're moving, it's that you're moving it quickly. And that momentum is what really causes injury. We're moving the weight. So if we're doing a repetition, a whole rep takes 20 seconds. So there's a positive, which is when you're raising the weights, and the negative when you're lowering the weights. This takes 20 seconds in the super slow protocol, or somewhere around there. At the normal gym, if you go to a regular gym, they're doing like a 2-4 or a 4-4 protocol, where they're doing raising the weight in 4 seconds and lowering the weight in 2, or somewhere around there. And that can be dangerous because then momentum takes over. You're no longer in control of the weight, and that's where a lot of injuries occur.
Okay. The equipment itself, though, is modified Nautilus equipment. So you see my hands. I want to say,
actually,
you can see me reaching for the grips and everything. So it is keeping a balance.
Work for
equipment
Nautilus.
is part of it, right?
Well, Ken worked for Nautilus, so he helped design a lot of the equipment with Arthur Jones. That conversation could be a really long one, but so he went on his own and started designing his own equipment, and that's most of the equipment that I have. I do have a couple Nautilus machines that were modified by Ken or re-engineered. But it's all very similar to Nautilus equipment, which uses cams instead of a round pulley. So it changes the timing on the cam. It allows you to have like a fall off. So when you're in a stronger position on a machine, an example, if you're on a row and you're further out, that's your strongest position. As you get to a weaker position, the cam falls off to allow for that. So it's a lot easier on your joints. There's probably a better explanation for it than that, but most of the machines are fitted with cams instead of pulleys.
Again, as someone who's used the machinery and worked out for a number of years with it, it really is rather remarkable. Just the physical change. I mean, that's the reason I do it. It's noticeable. Having worked this in, we had a previous conversation about eating well and not eating perfectly, eating well. And that's been a part of it as well, in addition to a good workout and the cardio. So I certainly want to give you the opportunity to tell everyone how they can reach out to you, where they can find you. So it's Enlightened Exercise, right?
Yeah, so enlightenedexercise.com is www.enlightenedexercise.com. And all the information is there. And you can read a little bit more about it. And if you'd like to contact me, I'd answer any questions, of course. That's
great. I would encourage everyone listening that's taking the 20 minutes or so to listen to this part of our Health and Wellness Month conversation, to reach out to Dan, pick his brain, go in. If I recall correctly, you'll even, those that are local, you'll work them out. You'll work them out for free for their first exercise. You're still doing that? Well, I didn't just give away a bunch of money, did I, for you? Well, if I did, you let me know, okay?
Well, just tell people to call me.
Yeah, well, how's this? You just did.
And there are way smarter people that know more about this. And if you go online and research it, that's probably it. If you just Google super slow protocol, you could probably learn a lot more than what I just said in 20 minutes.
Oh, I don't know. How's this? You've taught me a lot, which I appreciated the whole way through. And thanks for a good, quick conversation on a good way to exercise and keep ourselves healthy. So
thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And of course, and I'll see you next week.
I'll see you on Monday.
You will. Thanks, Dan.
Take care. Bye-bye.